Hey guys, this is Imp from Black Talon Gaming, and I want to welcome you back to yet another Fallout Top 3 list. Today we're going to be talking about the top 3 weapons for survival mode for a new character. So if you're starting a new character or you're just getting into survival mode, these are going to be some recommendation of things you can do to help keep you alive. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the list. Okay guys, so I'm back at Vault 111. To begin my list, number 3 is actually going to be the 10mm pistol. And the 10mm pistol can, of course, be found on a corpse in Vault 111. You're probably asking yourself, okay, why are you choosing the 10mm pistol? And, you know, like, it's a really basic gun, like, blah, 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 blah. Well, the thing about the 10mm is that at the very beginning of the game, you have a lot of ammo available to you from the vault and coming out of the vault, and a few other places hidden in town. I would say 10mm ammo is almost as common as 38 ammo in the game. So like it's a really strong weapon. It's much more powerful with 21 base damage as opposed to the 10mm, or excuse me, as opposed to the pipe pistol, which deals 15 base damage. And let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, there we go. So 21 base damage, and that's not counting any perks that affect it for, you know, handgunner or what have you. It's got really high rate of fire, as we can see there. I'm kind of low on ammo right now with this character, but it's still a solid gun. And one of the best things about the 10mm pistol is that, and to an extent the pipe pistol has this same type of thing too. It's not really a one and done type of weapon. It has a lot of modifications that can be added through the weapon's workbench that'll keep it relevant up into the higher levels, and especially you can modify it to suit various different purposes. And at a weight of 3.5 pounds, you know, which is I think the pipe pistol is a weight of 2.8 or something like that. It's slightly less weighty, but at 3.5, and you know, you can definitely modify it. Like you can create a one with a automatic receiver, or an automatic receiver with a large magazine, and you essentially got a submachine gun, a very small submachine gun. I find that useful with you know, dealing with ghouls. On the other hand, if you give it armor piercing, and you have an automatic armor piercing 10mm with a reflex sight, you've got a great weapon for taking on robots, or at least a great backup submachine gun for taking on robots. So there's a lot of things you can do with it. You could give it a silencer, and one of my dogs fell somewhere. That was the other one. You could give it a silencer, and you could give it a calibrated receiver, and really choke up that sneak attack damage or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things you can do with the 10mm pistol, and at the very beginning of the game, it's got some fantastic stats that make it well worth the effort put into it. Alright guys, so the next weapon on my list is a little bit of a dedication to those that are interested in melee builds, and my number 2 for the list is of course the bat. And we are here at Red Rocket because I'm going to show you right out the gate where you can find a bat within the first 5 minutes of play. So as you're leaving Red Rocket, you've dealt with those mole rats, you're going down here and about to do your whole Concord thing. There's some awesome wild mute fruit back here, some gourds that appear to respawn. This house respawns for me. I don't know what it is about, like, I don't know if there's like a cell here that is dependent on something, but for whatever reason I can loot everything outside of this, and as long as I don't clear out this cave of mole rats in there, this area, like, you know, I think this is a separate cell from Red Rocket. This area will respawn a lot. But anyways, let's go ahead and go inside. So you go inside this house, and you can already see it. Right there is the bat. Let's go ahead and grab that. In addition, there are some other goodies in here. There's sugar bombs, Nuka Cola, Quantum. There's pork and whatever there. There's a caps stash that's right there. The first time you raid this house, but after that it does not respawn that cap stash, which is interesting. Up here you've got some welding goggles, a bandana, bobby pin, and a cigarette tray. When you first raid this, there's going to be a box of more bobby pins right there. They do not respawn, but the bobby pin on the top does. The safe will, once again, once you get advanced, you can get some safe loot from there. There's nothing special in there. There's going to be some chems right there, and on the wall here, you're going to have a Nuka Cola and 2 Nuka bottles. So all in all, this is a great little house for loot, and you get your bat. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, like a bat as opposed to a sledge or a super sledge or whatever. Once again, this is focusing on characters that are just coming out of the vault, so new characters, and you can get your bat. The cool thing that I love about the bat is that, so we go to weapons, we go to baseball bat. Okay, so your baseball bat has a very slow swing time, as opposed to if we switch to our security rod right there. The biggest thing, the biggest advantage that the baseball bat has is that right out the gate you can mod the baseball bat, giving it barbed wire, you can give it nails, you can give it even razor blades or whatnot. I believe the barbed wire and nails ups the damage from 22 to 26. Let's go ahead and check that. I've got one. Yeah, so 26, and the regular base bat is 22, as opposed to the security baton, which is 15. So you're dealing over 33% more damage with a regular baseball bat. And with a tiny bit of metal, you can easily make it almost double the amount of damage that the security baton deals. The interesting thing is, I like the security baton because, I like them for two different varying reasons. If your main is not going to be a melee guy, you may want to keep a security baton on you, because the security baton can get the stun pack added to it. And the stun pack, of course, adds energy damage to the security baton, which makes it really awesome for attacking enemies that had, like robots or what have you. Anything that has impressive damage resistance but doesn't necessarily have energy resistance. Whereas all the bat's modifications, its weapon bench modifications, are going to be giving it additional damage output, but not any separate types of damage outputs, if you get what I'm saying by that. But the bat will deal more damage, and its modifications are open to you very early on. You know what I'm saying? So, that it's just something to consider. There's, what is it? 12 by one and half a dozen by the other, or whatever, there's a lot of different things to consider, and it just depends on your playstyle. Once again, these are just some basic type things to keep in mind. And lastly, why I picked it for number 2 is that your bat or your security baton, really, if we want to get into brass tacks, both of those
fired a minigun. Choose through ferrules like paper.
Choose through ferrules like paper. Neither one of those depends on ammo, which is a very good thing, an important thing when you're low level in survival mode. All right. Alright, guys, so for my number 1 pick, oh god, she's coming. She's coming. God, get away. Get away. No, don't you say anything. Alright, let me just go ahead and stand over here. Alright, so for my number 1 pick for top 3 weapons for a new survival player is going to be the double barrel shotgun. It's going to be a little bit harder to find one of these. As far as I know, you're going to have to pick one up on a random raider spawn. So if we're talking about where potential good chances that random raiders will be, right across the way over here there's a small campfire site with like a dead Brahmin or whatever. when you first start the game, there's 3 or 4 raiders camped out there. There's some mole rats on a hill nearby. There's another raider on a hill over there. Those 3 raiders are like, I'm gonna say 99% of the time, one of them is gonna have a double barrel shotgun, and a double barrel shotgun is what you're gonna need. And you're probably asking yourself, Chris, why a double barrel? Why is it so awesome? Well, the double barrel is freaking awesome because of there it does have some limitations. Like it has
Have
the
you ever
small.
fired a minigun? Chews through barrels like paper.
Yeah, I know. Okay, it has some limitations, and the biggest limitation is the fact that its clip size is reduced to 2 because it actually doesn't have a clip, and once again, there's no magazine to hold rounds. It's all about actually loading them directly into the chamber. Now, that being said, its strengths far outweigh this weakness, and its primary strength is that it deals a massive amount of damage, like nearly 50 points of damage base, without any other modifiers added in, without any modifications from the workbench added onto it or crafted into it. None of that. It's already dealing 50 points of damage. It will absolutely, and so in survival mode, that's literally times by 2 after the armor stuff is applied and everything like that. So you're potentially dealing 100 points of damage right off the gate, right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So like you can run up on somebody who doesn't even know you're there and blow. You know what I'm saying? Just totally take them out. And one of the other cool things about the shotgun is that it has projectile spread. So if we fire at this, we're gonna see the projectiles, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. Now if we do it again, we see 6 or 7 projectile spread. I'm not even sure if those are actually modeling where the projectiles are hitting. I want to say they are because they have to have hitboxes and they have to have actual physics to model the projectiles. So I'm literally thinking that the weapon, literally models several projectiles coming out the end of the shotgun. And the cool thing about projectile spread is this will help you early on against the most annoying creatures of the wasteland, the dirge, the scourge of a vault dweller's life, the motherfucking bloatfly. Because the bloatfly, I don't know if you know this, but bloatflies have claimed more vault dwellers than any other mob. I'm just talking out my ass right now, but just speaking from personal experience, I hate fucking bloatflies. But I love shotguns because I can kill fucking bloatflies. Bloatflies, once again, they have this kind of interesting AI that, it'll come up to you and it'll stay there for 3 seconds to fire off of its maggot. And as soon as it fires its maggot, it'll move over 5 feet. And it'll usually move over right as you're firing, right as you've lined up a shot. So what you want something to do is you want something that will let go as soon as you pull it out. And more importantly, if it's already in the process of moving, there's a good chance that some of that projectile spread will catch the bloatfly as it's moving. So I've had a lot of success with using shotguns against bloatflies, against those fucking bloodbug mosquito things or whatever. And to an extent, dogs. But I will say it's almost made for freaking bloatflies and mosquitoes or whatever. That being said, yeah, I mean, there's really no more. Well, no, there's a little bit more to be said, and that's the fact that the shotgun is a very close range weapon. It's not even medium range. If I'm shooting it from here to where that sign is, I can get it if I go into aim mode, but if I'm just firing from the hip, there's a good chance I might not hit it. You know what I'm saying? And you have such wide projectile spread at that range, that only one of the projectiles is going to hit. The others are going to go off into space somewhere. And if you're talking about trying to hit something even further than that sign, let's say that back there, I mean, don't even try, especially not on hip fire or whatever. So your projectile is going to your shotgun is going to hit less when they're further away, and much more importantly, the damage drops off tremendously. Apparently, like I'm not gonna say, I think each projectile deals its own amount of damage, and one of the big reasons that the shotgun is going to be dealing lots of damage is because at close ranges, all the projectiles are going to be hitting the same target pretty much. But once again, at long ranges, you may not even hit with one, so that's, it's a big thing. Like I can remember testing a shotgun, even a combat shotgun, at higher levels, and the combat shotgun, you can add modifications to that to affect the spread at higher levels. But even that, you can see the difference that it's lower damage it's much higher damage when it's close range, much lower damage when it's far. But overall, the shotgun is a great starter weapon. It'll get you through the wasteland, and it'll help you take out some of that shit that can really bug your life and make your life living hell. Just be careful and watch your ammo usage. Shotgun ammunition is not particularly rare or anything like that. You can find it on most weapons merchants. Actually, I'm pretty sure you can find at least a couple of shells on like any given weapons merchant, as long as you haven't bought their shells recently. You know what I'm saying? So like the ammunition is not uncommon at all. You'll be able to find it. It's certainly not as common as 38 or 10 millimeter ammo, but it's out there. Anyhow, that is my pick for the top 3 weapons for a new player starting out in survival mode. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions or anything you want to say to me, go ahead and leave it in the comments section below. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like, and please subscribe to my channel, guys. Yeah, I look forward to making more videos and talking with y'all soon. Y'all have a great day.